Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Artist on Lockdown. I'm Sal Piacente, and here we are for another week. I hope everybody is safe and sound, taking care of themselves, and being careful. Well, it's been a great week. From last week's show, I received a lot of questions, and some people asked if I would cover certain topics this week. I can't address everything that I was asked, but I will get to most of them, and then next week I'll address more. And please, if you have any questions during the show, please just ask, and I will address them as soon as I get to see them or in order. And please hit the share button, the like button, and subscribe to the website because it's a great, great site. Artists on Lockdown, a lot of talent. We've been having a great time providing some great entertainment. And to jump right into it, we're going to start tonight with the Razzle. Someone asked me if I would address the Razzle. It also goes by the Razzle Dazzle. It goes by Cajun Bingo, Indian Poker, Roulette. And this is a straight up 100% scam. Cannot win whatsoever. And matter of fact, let's bring up the Razzle video. This video is from a television show that I was the host of called Game on America.
Razzle Dazzle, and it's been bad news for years. I've set up my own booth to show you how easy it is to get taken by this game. 5 points. But beware, Razzle has recently been showing up on the streets of New Orleans and in the back rooms of New York City. These guys are playing for real money, looking for a huge prize. But don't worry, after I teach you and them a lesson, I'll give them their cash back. For $1, you roll 8 marbles into a box with 120 holes. Each hole has a number value printed on it. You add up the total of your roll and find that number on this chart, which gives you a corresponding number of points. If you keep paying, you can keep rolling. And your points keep adding up. Let's add them up. Get to 50 points, and you can win a prize worth hundreds of dollars. TV, sir, $1. But here's the problem. When you're playing Razzle, it's virtually impossible to win. 30 is nothing. You need to get to 50 points to win. You can even do it in one roll with any of these 4 numbers. But the only way to make these numbers is to roll mostly 1s and 6s. But there are fewer 1s and 6s on the board than the other numbers. With so few 1s and 6s, the odds are stacked against you. How long of a shot is it? The odds of rolling one of the 50-point numbers, well over 4 billion to 1. But say you're the type who'll keep paying and keep rolling, adding up your scores until you get to 50. Good luck. Over 2/3 of the board are 3s and 4s. And most of the numbers that are made from 3s and 4s net you 0 or only a half point. Do the math, and it'll take you over 6,000 turns to get to 50 points. And if one of these guys is willing to spend over $6,000, he can have the $800 TV. For $1, you have a chance of winning a television, an iPad, iPhone. $1, sir. Take it up and roll them. But real con men don't even want you to have a slim chance of winning. So they make sure you have no chance. And it's game on as I'm about to break down and reveal this classic hustle called Razzle Dazzle. This guy just rolled 8 marbles into this numbered board. Okay, that's 6, 12. His roll tallied 44. Now we'll look at this chart and see how many points that equals. 50 gets him any prize he wants. And how many points do you receive for 44, sir?
25 points.
25, oh, wow. Only these 50 points, you're halfway there. In one roll, this guy's halfway to winning that TV. So why aren't I worried? Because I gave him that number. I want him to get halfway there on the first roll, and here's how I did it. Watch when I pick up his first 2 marbles. I add them correctly. 6, 12, 20. Then I speed up for the next few. That's where the con is. He actually rolled a 28, which gives him 0 points, but I gave him a 44. By the time his eyes catch up to what I'm doing, I'm picking up his last marble. That's when I slow down and add that number for real. 40 and 4 is 44. That way, he thinks my math is on the up and up. Besides, this guy's already picturing himself in front of that 47-inch TV, so he's barely paying attention to my math.
Great, let's try it again.
15 and 4 is 19. Ooh, 19 is a half a point, sir. And after I give him the first 25 points, he's hooked. So I just have to keep him on the line and get as much money as I can. 32 and 4 is 36. 36 is a half point. Let's add them up together. And just in case someone gets suspicious, I'll let them count for themselves. 15, 26. It's a half point. After all, they'll never reach 50. And if the mark starts losing interest, no problem. 15, 20, 24, 24 and 5 is 29, sir. That's a special number. That's called the added prize, sir. Now you're playing for 2 prizes. Did you catch what happened? I gave him 29, which makes him think he now has a chance to win 2 prizes. It's gonna cost you another $1, but really, all it did was double his cost. $2, sir, for next roll. No points, sir.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I could just keep adding prizes to raise the cost of each roll. So now you're playing for 3 prizes, sir. So before he knows it, he's dropped some serious cash. Okay. 40 gives you 2 points. That brings you up to 46 and a half points, sir. 3.5 more points, everything is yours, sir.
Clean me out. I dropped $100. I think I'm done. I appreciate it.
Of course, I didn't really keep his money. If you ever see Razzle, don't be fooled. Keep your money and walk on by.
So that's the Razzle, and I'm telling you something, it's dangerous, and it's just as popular today in other areas. For example, let's look at the photo, Razzle 1, of a picture. Okay, here's a couple that they went to a casino in the Dominican Republic, and they lost $6,500 on the Razzle. Now, if we go over, and now if we read on the bottom, in 1 minute, they were close to winning $100,000. And the next, they were at ATMs ordered by guards to take thousands of dollars out to pay the casinos that they just lost on the Razzle. If we go to the next picture, Razzle 2, you're going to see this Razzle board. It is actually a casino table. The casino on this island actually has a Razzle table. And well, we'll go to the next one, Razzle 3. Let's look at the clips. The couple goes into the casino. They were offered $25 complimentary casino chips to play a specific game that looks like a complicated roulette. Remember that I just meant complimentary. I'll address that in a second. After playing a while, they're told they are 1 point away from winning the big jackpot, just 1 point away. They continue to play. Unbeknownst to them, they're now playing on credit. They don't hit the jackpot because, as you were just pointed out, it's impossible to win. And they are told by security that they now owe $1,000, which somehow converted to $6,500. They were led to the ATM by security, who bullied them into making multiple withdrawals. And then when the ATM stopped because they went over the limit, they had to call their banks to get money transferred, or they weren't getting their IDs back. So they went to the police station, no help there. So it is still being done. And you can go on Google and look up Razzle Dazzle Caribbean, and you can read this article. If we go to the next one, now you're going to see a plate in New Orleans. In New Orleans, right there, the waitresses and strippers and bouncers up and down Bourbon Street knew about it. The bellhops and the concierges knew in the surrounding hotels about it, but they didn't warn their patrons about it. The tourist con game operating in the back of cluttered Happy Days souvenir shop was one of the worst kept secrets in the French Quarter. And they knew, and this is going on for over 15 years. If we go to the next picture, you're going to see that the police were paid off. They were given $1,000 a week. Now, if we go to the next one, the scam known as Razzle Dazzle was shut down again last month. Bets, if you read down on the bottom, the second to last line, reports losses as much as $18,000. The scam is known as Razzle Cajun Bingo. So you can see it's a very dangerous scam. Now, if we come back up, I'll show you an actual board. Just to show you how this works. You can see it's a board with numbers on it. And here, I would have one of my partners come and give you a free game. You get a free play, one free play. And over here, this is the football game. Well, with the football game, you have to get 100 yards. And if you get 100 yards, you win the big TV set, the several $1,000 TV set. Now, if you add up these points, when you get them in, chances are good, or no, they are good, you're going to get 0 points. I have to cheat to make you win. So on your first roll, to entice you, let's see how much I want to give you. Let's give you 50 yards, halfway there. I have to guide you to 43. So here's how I do that. When you roll these marbles in, right here, I know we got to get to 43. Here's 5 right here. So I got to get to 38. Now I just start lying. 3 and 7 is 10, 10, 20, 25, 30, 38, 38 and 39 and 4, 43. I go to 43 over here, 50 yards. Oh my God, you know something? I got to be honest. I haven't seen anyone ever get halfway in their first roll. That's incredible. But if you want to try again, now it's $1. And I would keep doing that. Now, if my counting fast confuses you and you get suspicious, I'll say, here, let's count them together. You roll the marbles, and if we count them together legitimately, here's a 4 and a 5 for 9. 9 and 2 is 11, 15, 21, 24, 26, 28. Well, if we go to 28, you're going to see you got 0. So it's going to cost you another $1. Now, what do I want to do to really start hammering you? I give you the add a prize. So we'll go to 29 for the bonus. So I have to get you to 29. So when you roll them again, I see right here, that's 9. So I just got to make up numbers to get to 20. 4, 12, 15, 15, 16, 4 is 20, 25, 25 and 4 is 29. So let's see, how do we do on 29? Add a prize. Now you're playing for the big screen TV and the MacBook Air. But now it's $2 a spin. And before you know it, we'll do add a prize again. We'll give you 10 yards. They tell the people that the only way to lose at this game is to walk away, just to entice you to stay. You're going to go broke. That's guaranteed. So what do I have to do? And it says right here, all points are voided after leaving the stand. So it says right there on the bottom, if you walk away, everything is voided. So what do? I play Mr. Nice Guy. I tell you, listen, today is your lucky day, buddy, because I'm going to tell you, my boss is in here, and if you go to the ATM right now and get more money, I will honor these points if you get back within the next 15 minutes. But make sure you take out enough money to win. And believe me, I can string you there at 99 yards until you get every penny gone. And that is the Razzle. So if you, Ted, thank you. If you see this game, walk away. You have to. And look it up online because it's a very dangerous scam. Now, speaking of scams again, where can I get a Razzle layout? Go to Google and just look up Razzle purchase. And I think Stevens Emporium sells them. Entertainment purposes only, please. Now, the past couple of weeks, we talked about the shell game. On our first show, we talked about the Monte. Well, there's another scam out there, and this is called the discs. When I first saw these, it was done in Argentina, and it was the same time when Bin Laden was creating havoc. So what they did, they had 3 discs, but they had a Bin Laden sticker on it. And your game was to find Bin Laden. It's the exact same thing as the 3-card Monte. You could put the American flag on it. You have to find the flag. You can do anything you want. It's the exact same game as the Monte, but it's played with discs. So just to give you a little idea, you can see, keep your eye on the sticker. It's right here. So remember, don't pick any one of the blanks. Keep your eye on the sticker. And when they bet on that one, it's not there. And it's done the same way the Monte is. I show you the sticker, I put it down. I show you the sticker, and now I throw the top down. So watch it again. There it is right there. I throw the top down. So you think it's here. It's really here. So I want to show these two blanks. So what do? I actually show you the two discs, keeping the sticker hidden behind it, throw down the top one, and then throw down the bottom one. Now, we're going to show a video of this being done. Jason, what are these discs made out of? Good question. Mine are made out of just plastic that I had machined. A good friend of mine, Randy Norris, made them for me. But on the streets, they use them for rubber. It's a rubber disc. And these are also purchased online too as well if you look around at some magic sites. Just look up the 3-disc Monte and they're available. Or if you can't find them, shoot me an email and I can look to see where you can get them. But now let's talk about a move. There's a move with the cards called the Mexican turnover, where if someone picks the wrong card and you want to prove them right, you could do that. Well, in the video we're about to see, that's an actual street game. Let me explain to you what happens, and then when you see it on the video, it's going to make sense. I show you the discs. Keep your eye on it right there. So now it looks like it's in the middle. So the shill comes over and bets here and loses. Now it's really over here. So on the next roll now, I say, watch. Pick it again. Keep your eye on it. You ready? Now it looks like it's in the middle again. She bets the middle. It's not there. Everyone else might think it's here, which I'm hoping, because everyone does think it's here. It's really here. If nobody wants to bet, I have to show that they were right. So what do? I pick up the one with the flag or the sticker, come over, and when I flip them over, I flip over the top one. So watch that quick. Keep right on the sticker. It's right there. Keep right on it. Simple game. People think it's here. My shield bet's here. Nobody wants to bet. Well, if nobody wants to bet on that one, I have to show you it's here. It's really here. So watch when I flip it. So now we're going to go to the video. This is an actual street game being done. So now watch what's going to happen. So now the shill's going to come over. She's going to bet in the middle. Oh, it's not there. Everybody thinks it's on the left. Well, the shill comes over, says nobody wants to bet. The shill comes over, points to it, and watch him do the switch. And then he pays his shill the money. And all the victims who are watching think to themselves, oh, if I would have bet, I would have won. It wasn't there. So that's the actual game played onto the streets. Another person asked me this week if I would address past posting. Now, what is past posting? Now we're talking about a casino scam. Past posting means putting a bet there after the come out. You have other moves, pinching bets, pressing bets. It's not the same as past posting. For example, if we come back down to here, I'll show you what a pinch is. These are my bets right here. I'm betting 4 chips. Well, if my bet loses, when I come over, I just pinched it. So there's only 3 chips there right now. So I took back from my bet. If I'm playing in a game, I could do the same thing when I tuck my cards. Watch. I don't like that 16. So watch when I tuck it. When I tuck it, it's a one-handed theft. So that's pinching a bet. Pressing a bet is different. Pressing a bet means adding to a bet. For example, here's my 3 chips. Well, better yet, here, we can't steal $5. That's a crime. So I'm going to add a chip to the bottom using my cards. So when I tuck my hand, I just added a chip under the bet. That's pressing a bet or adding to it. The chip is under my cards, and then when I tuck them, as I'm supposed to show that I want to stay with this hand, when I pull back, I add the chip under the bet. But pass posting is different. Pass posting is adding a bet that wasn't there to begin with. For example, if we bring up the roulette pass post video, I'll show you how this will be done in the game of roulette. There's a big stack of chips made to hide that that chip is being placed there from the dealer's view. Now, to be honest, to do this, it's a rank scam because a decent dealer knows how much is being bet on their layouts. That's a procedure a dealer must do. Now, once I know that middle column wins, I'm going to put that black chip right onto, I'm going to slide it right onto the spot. And that bet pays 2 to 1. Now we'll watch it from a side view. So once I realize that that column wins, I'm going to put that black chip right onto that column. You know, from my experience, if people pass post dealers, they might get away with it once or twice, but you'd have to get a dealer sleeping to get away with this on a continuous basis. So that's my coverage on roulette pass posting. I do have more. If that does interest you, please feel free, shoot me a question, and I'll do more for you next week if that interests you. Now, another person emailed me and said, Sal, would you do me a favor and show me your favorite self-working card trick? For those who don't know what I'm talking about, a self-working card trick is a trick that requires no skill. You'll fool the heck out of people, believe me, but it requires no skill and very, very entertaining and very, very, how would you say, very effective. Before I do this, I want to mention something last week. I did 2 routines, Bug House Poker and Bug House Blackjack, and I forgot to give credit to the person who came up with those. That was a gentleman by the name of Lou Brooks, a dear friend, may he rest in peace. So I want to make sure he gets credit where credit is due. The same thing that's going to happen with the effect I'm about to show you. This effect is not mine, but it is my favorite self-working card trick. I first saw it on Stars of Magic with Frank Garcia, and I believe it's a Paul Harris effect. And basically, I'll show you how it goes. Now, because I don't have people around me, spectators, I am just going to explain it to you. And then if you do like it, I believe you can go to Artist on Lockdown. You could watch this video over and over again. You can go to YouTube. It'll be featured there as well. Or you can email me and say, Sal, explain that again to me. But this is without a doubt my favorite self-working card trick. You take a deck of cards. You put them in front of a person. And you say, do me a favor. Cut off a small packet of cards, less than 20, a small packet, like about a little less than a third of a deck. Now, your back is turned while they do this. So they cut off a small packet. You have no idea how much they cut off. Now you tell them to count that packet onto the table silently and remember the number of cards. And they'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then they'll put the hand over them, or they can put it under the mat. Now you turn around and you pick up the deck, and I'm going to lay cards onto the table. Okay, I'm going to count the cards out loud, and I want you to remember the card that falls on your number. For example, when I go 1, 2, 3, if you cut off 3 cards, then you're thinking of the 5 of hearts. Now, I don't know the number is 9, but they would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They would remember the 6 of diamonds. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and so on. Now I could turn around and say, I'm going to read your mind. I'm going to tell you how many cards you cut. You cut 9 cards. How do I know that? Because, well, I'll explain that in a second. The 6 of diamonds is my key card. So you tell them, you cut 9 cards. They're going to be impressed right there. And you're thinking of the 6 of diamonds. They're going to be impressed right there. And then you say, I'm going to go a step further. If we take out the 6 of diamonds, all the cards I'm using are blue. The 6 of diamonds is the only red card. Also, because you might think I switched that card in, if I take the card case and open it up, you'll see right there, it says 6 of diamonds. And if you want to see something more impressive, you reach under the mat and you turn that packet over, and there'll be the 6 of diamonds. That is my favorite self-working card trick. And real quick, I'll explain how to do this. You need a deck of cards with 1 extra card. In this case, it's the 6 of diamonds with an odd back. I put the real 6 of diamonds on top of the deck. Now I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And you put the other 6 of diamonds in the 21st position. Write 6 of diamonds on your card box. Put the deck in the box. And then you tell your friends, you want to see something amazing? Watch this. Take the cards out. Put the box away. And now remember, you tell them cut off a small pack of the cards. They cut off any number they want. You have them count them onto the table, reversing the order. Here's your card that you want them to pick. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then they can cover them with the hands. They can put it under the mat. Now, all you have to do is count 20 cards from the top. Don't show their back, because if you do this, they'll see the red card. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well, when you start counting from this end, it's going to work out. No matter what their number is, that 6 of diamonds will be on their card. For example, they picked 10 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's the 6 of diamonds again. 11, 12, so. So now you know they picked the 6 of diamonds. You know they cut 10 cards. You take out their 6 of diamonds. You show all these cards blue. And then you say, I knew it was going to be the 6. How did I know that? Look, it's the only red card. Also, I made a prediction. It's the 6 of diamonds. And then when you turn this packet over, they'll be looking at the 6 of diamonds again. So that is my favorite self-working card trick, Mike, and I hope you like that. Well, that wraps it up. Jason, is it the same as capping? Capping a bet is adding to a bet, which I'll explain a cap real quick. If this is my bet right here, that's $1,000, and the red one's a 5. Capping a bet means adding to the bet like that. That's the reason why casinos have procedures that when you make a bet, the highest denominations have to be on the bottom. That way, if I do make that move and get away with it, I can only get away for the minimum amount. That's the reason for that procedure. Also, it's harder to cap under the bet. So I hope that answered that question. Well, another week at Artist on Lockdown. I'd like to thank Steve Love for having me. Ben, I'd like to thank you for your help. And I'd like to thank everybody out there for watching, because without you, I wouldn't be here. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Charles, what is the name of that card trick? I don't know. And I'm a memory expert. Figure that one out. I've seen that on a Frank Garcia videotape. It has to be back in 1983 or 1984 when VHS first came out. It was Stars of Magic, Volume 1, Tannins. But I believe it is a Paul Harris trick. And I will get the name of it, and I will address that next week for sure. Now, someone just asked me if I could do the 3-card Monte with the bent corner. Mike, no problem. Let's do it. For all of you who don't know what we're talking about, I'll explain that right now. We're going to do a 3-card Monte game. When I prepare the cards, here's how the cards get prepared. I put the crease in it this way. Why? Because it's easy to pick up that way. Now, I pre-bend the corners, and I straighten them out. Pre-bend, straighten out, pre-bend, straighten out. And there's a reason for that, which I'll explain that in a second. Now, for the people who are watching who don't know what we're talking about, let me explain this to you. Because this is exactly how it's done on the street. And remember, this is a 100% scam. If you see this, walk away. And I got to tell you, the funniest thing about this is we saw this in Vegas, of all places, New York Casino on the Brooklyn Bridge. And I'll explain how we did that as well. But let me show you the scam. Let me show you how the whole setup goes. And then I'll show you the moves, and I'll explain everything. Okay, here's what happens. You walk over to the game. You don't know us. There's about 6 of us. We're all involved together. I go, watch this. You ready? Look, that's the bee. That's the honey. That's the card that wins the money. Keep right on the black card. Now, everybody knows it's in the middle. My partner comes over and bets on this card. I turn it over, and I take her money or his money. The suckers that are watching know it's in the middle. Now I turn around, I go, watch. There it is. Keep right on the black card, on the black. Find a card of black, win your money back. Now I turn around from the game. When I turn away from the game, my partner who just lost puts money down right in front of this card, and she's standing right next to you. Well, when I turn back around to the table and I see the money in front of this card, I turn it over, it wins. I pay it, and then I hand you the money. I put the money in your hand. My partner says, hey, that's my bet. Now I take the money out of your hand and give it to her, and I tell you, sir, this is a betting game, not a watching game. So think about it. You know where the card was, and you just had money in your hand. It's only a matter of time before you say, let me try. So remember, keep right on the black card. It's very simple. So when you bet here, you lose. If for some reason you did pick the right card and you bet on this, my partner would come down with a bigger bet over here. And I would say, sir, I got to take the bigger bet and force you out of the game. So that's exactly what happens. So keep your eye on the black card. Keep your eye on that black card. You ready? 2 reds and a black. Keep your eye on it. So it looks like it's here, and it's not. Now, when we saw it on the Brooklyn Bridge, the person doing it was doing it with one hand because this was a stiff board, and he was throwing with one hand. His partner reached over and says, yo, this is bull. Why don't you only play with 2 cards? And he threw a card away. So the operator turned around and said, hey, man, don't be touching my cards. And when he turned around to pick up the card, the person who threw the card bent down and actually bent the corner of the black card. Now he comes back to the table. He said, okay, here we go. So now his partner says, let me try that again. Here we go. Keep right on it. You ready? If you bet fast, you can't last. Bet slow, you got to go. So where's the black card? My partner bets here. Let me exaggerate that so you can really see that on the screen. So now he bets here because the corner's bent, and he wins. What do I say? I don't laugh when I win. I don't cry when I lose. Here's your money, sir. Now you want your money back. So now watch when I pick these cards up. I even show it to you. And you can see that the corner's bent. I mix them up. And when you go for that bent corner, it's not there anymore. And here's how that's done. This is bent. When I come down, as I'm showing you this card, this finger is actually bending this corner, but you can't see it, it's hidden. Now I throw down the queen. I pick it up and I show it to you. I throw down the top card. You think it's the queen because the corner's still bent. At the exact same time, that pinky is straightening out that corner. Now I come down. Now, if I really want to put the nail in the coffin, I want to prove to you this card is black. How would I do that? I would pick up these two cards and tell you, remember, if you pick any of the red, you lose. And when I'm just showing you the same red card twice. And when you pick that corner, game over. So I hope that answered that question. Well, everyone, it's been a real pleasure. I look forward to seeing you all again next week on Artist on Lockdown. And be safe, be careful, and I'll see you next week. Take care. This is Sal Piacente.